Hi, I'm Missy McCall,
I'm Myra Hargrove.
and we are your Retire with Real Estate Dix Road Property Management Property Managers. And today is our webinar introducing our new management agreement. And we're excited to introduce some of the changes that we've made. And let's just keep going. What kind of changes have we made, Myra?
Okay, I'm just going to give you an overview of the meeting. We are going, if everything works tonight, this is recorded, and we will also send out an email with links that will break this into each of the parts. So if there's a part you want to listen to again, you have that option. For those who can't attend, we'll take care of that too. But just kind of a quick overview. We are going to go through why we are making the changes to the agreement, what's driving this. And then part two is going to be what's new in the agreement and what are the changes to the draft that you received when you received your notification of the change and the effective date of July 1st. Part three is going to be logistics of the implementation that's coming up. And then last, we're going to close out with some Q&A. So if you have questions, all you'll need to do is start entering your questions into the chat, and we'll take care of those at the end.
Wonderful.
So part one, what are the why are we making these changes to your agreements?
First part is the state of Ohio audit. For some reason, everyone wants to look at our organization. We have now completed our fourth IRS audit, and the state of Ohio Department of Commerce Division of Real Estate decided they wanted to know what our property management company was doing. And as you all know, audits make us smarter, they make us more miserable, and they usually make us better. You'll notice in the new agreement that a lot of the things that we've changed is simple language is gone and legalese is in. We had to make those changes according to what the state told us, not only for our protection, but for yours. The biggest change they're making us make is every property has to stand on its own. So in the past, if you had a $500 repair and your reserves were $200, we just let it ride until the next month. The state says, no, we must be whole at all times, which we've designed a program to make that a little easier, and we're going to go through that in pretty much a lot of detail as we move along. So other reasons we're making these changes, I'm sure you've noticed that post-COVID, the world has completely changed, and there's a new way and a new cost of doing business. The top picture on the left is Kathy Buell. Her full-time job today is turning on and off utilities. She used to do it 3 or 4 hours a week, maybe 2 days a week, but today it's a full-time job. That's happened because during COVID, you weren't allowed to turn off utilities. If you're a municipal company, you can place those utility bills on your owner's land, and it never goes away, and you get paid through the taxes. But if you're a business, a company, you got stuck with those utility bills. So the ability to turn on and off utilities has become very complicated. Those of you in the last year that have had them turned on and off in some municipalities, you actually have to have a wet signature on a piece of paper to get water turned on and off. So that's one of the reasons we're making changes. Second is the cost of materials. Everyone knows that inflation has caused huge changes in the pricing. A door that cost $50 3 years ago is now $80. A gallon of paint that was $7 is now $14. And we run through about 500 gallons a month, so we're pretty popular at Sherwin-Williams still. But we warehouse materials during COVID. We warehoused everything that we knew that was going to have shortages of, but we still haven't been able to beat the game, which means a term that used to cost 1 month's rent now costs 2 to 2.5. So I had to figure out a way because I'm totally committed to this process. I still own over 200 properties that we manage the same way that we manage yours. And the only way I could figure out to reduce our costs was to reduce our days on market. The problem during COVID is people got so many bonuses from the government. We had a very difficult time trying to find someone to work, especially contractors. So my bright idea was to develop what I call a rapid response team. The rapid response team is employees that work 8 to 5 every day, and because they're employees, we can control them. We give them the simpler re-rents so that they can get in and get out in no more than 7 days. What we found is we went from 28 days on market to 14.4. Our goal is to get to 13 this quarter. And when we talk about the 0.4, we absolutely measure the 0.4 because every day is that the property sits vacant is money that you'll never get back. Vacant days don't get paid back when we rent the property. So that's one of the ways that we're trying to reduce our costs and reduce your costs. And the rapid response team and re-rents, I think, is probably one of the best things we've ever done. We have 4 teams out there right now. We want to go to 6 as soon as we can find people that are willing to become employees and do all the things we ask them to do. The next thing that happened was collections became very difficult. As you know, we weren't able to evict tenants for at least a year and a half. Once we were able to evict, many of the courts set limitations on what we could and couldn't do, and I can tell you all of them significantly raised their court costs. The attorneys raised their costs too. Pre-COVID, the picture on the bottom was 2 people. The guy on the right is our attorney, and this is part of our staff. We now have a staff of 6 in that department. I'm happy to report that we were able to collect $2.8 million of government assistance for you and our tenants. We didn't depend on the tenants to do the paperwork. Once we knew they qualified, we filled it out, we sent it to them, we gave them directions, we followed up a NAG, and that's why I think we were so very successful in collecting all of those funds. Those funds are drying up. They're down to about $4,000 or $5,000 a week. Week before last, we had a stellar week of $48,000, but I think you're going to see less and less of those funds. Other improvements that we're offering, as you know, we weren't able to do home inspections during the COVID crisis. We saw home inspectors, appraisers, everyone exiting that field because no one wanted to go into an occupied property. No one wanted to spread the disease. They didn't want to get the disease, so our inspections were really almost to a halt. Today, I'm happy to report, because of the way we've restructured, these are now employees with full benefits. There's 4 in that team, and we've completely changed the way we do occupied inspections. In the past, we'd send you an email, we would give you everything that we had, and if it was a life safety issue, we would correct that. And that was really all we did. Today, our inspectors go in, a team of 2 ladies come back, meet with the inspectors, go through all the photos. If it's life safety, like smoke detectors, the inspectors are making those corrections when they're on the scene so that we don't have to send someone back and drive. We also go through, and if it's tenant damages, we send a letter to the tenant with the photos. We ask them to correct it within 7 days, as long as it's something that we think that's within their ability to do. And if they don't make those corrections, then we'll make them on their behalf and charge the tenant. We also charge the tenant for that re-inspection because we're not just going to trust that they're going to make the repairs that we've asked them to. So I think that's probably one of the best benefits of the changes that we've made. Team safety, I can't tell you how crazy the world is. 4 times this year we've had our maintenance team and our municipal corrections team offer to be shot. They are now in bulletproof vests with cameras on them because when we called the police and told them that our tenants had offered to shoot them, it was hearsay. And I'm here to say that we're not going to put people's life at risk. So now our eviction teams and our municipal teams are wearing cameras when they're out cutting grass, believe it or not, and evicting people. So we were really all about team safety. Those of you that have been to the building know that we have no signage because about 3 years ago I did a study and 7 tenants killed their property managers. So we want to keep our team safe. We have no signage. We have automatic locking doors on every door. And if you call and ask for the orange file off my desk or any desk, our team knows you're in trouble. And we know where our team is all the time. All of our techs and inspectors and anyone that's an employee has GPS on their phone so that we can track them. But if you ask for the orange file, that's letting us know that you need the police at your location. Maintenance inspection team, they're 4 strong. I think I covered just about everything about them. So let's see what else we have. Lease renewals.
Yeah, the other thing that I think you're going to see much improved is the lease renewal process. We work those leads earlier. You should be getting your letters earlier. They now come with some reports so that you have some background as to what's going on in your neighborhoods or in your market where your property is very specific. They work your leads out to you earlier, and they continue to work the leads with your tenants through the whole process. The lease renewal team have become professional naggers, so we definitely have a different approach going there. The other thing that you're going to see changing as you receive new leases, you'll see this change. So one of the things that we've noticed when we finally did get back into properties is we all know the damage that goes on with pets. It can go on with pets. I won't say it always, but you need to offer pets. That's 80% of your target market. So one of the things we said as a team of managers is what can we do in addition to what we're doing now to negate some of that damage for you at a turn. So one of the things we're now going to require is the non-refundable pet fee. The way we've structured that is $250 for one, $350 for two, $450 for three. The other addition is the $50 a month is going to be per pet, and we're going to top out with 3 pets. Now, sadly, as we all know, this once again will not apply to ASA and service animals. They are exempt by law. The same is true for them for the breed. We do limit vicious breeds, but that also doesn't apply to ESA and service animals. So if your tenant produces the paperwork, which everyone can get online pretty much anymore, then that means that their ESA animal can absolutely be a pit bull. So,
or a goat. We had one of in the city of Middletown. We had an ESA goat. Lonnie, who takes care of our evictions, says, "You know you're in a bad place in life when your best friend's a goat." So, got to think about that. We've made a lot of changes to maintenance, both in re-rents and maintenance. We have managers that were project managers in our rehab division. So not only do they know your properties, because many of them have rehabbed them, they've got a lot of experience. They're the best in the business. Jared is our new maintenance manager, and he does a great job. We turned all of our techs from contractors to employees to the furthest extent that we could. Now, we don't have electricians and plumbers on staff at this time. We would love to, but we don't. We do have a new full-time HVAC department. It's 3 strong right now. We're hoping to grow it to at least 5 so that in the future we'll be able to add preventive maintenance. By having our maintenance staff here, we can never meet the June, November HVAC calls with one team, but hopefully we can continue to grow our team and depend on contractors less and less. That gives you the opportunity to have preventive maintenance in the future.
The conversion from contractors to employees, both in the re-rents department for rapid response and for maintenance, is another real cost of doing business these days. So it gave us absolute control. It is very much impacting the bottom line for you. You're absolutely going to see the benefit, but for us, that was a real cost. So employees come with all of their taxes and all of those things as a business, and we do have benefit. We offer a benefit package. So employees with us now have 401k and paid days off and healthcare, so life insurance. So all of the things that are real cost to us again. So.
Well, and that's because we want to attract the best people, right? Because then you have less turnover. And oh, by the way, they're all GPS tracked, so we know if they go out to lunch for 2 hours. We know what they're doing at all times. If they're speeding, because that, of course, reduces our vehicle insurance, but that also allows us to keep your costs down because they're paying for their time too.